Bago natin ito pag-uusapan, bago natin ito ipapakita, help me po muna na i-like at saka i-share itong ating video para guys kakalat ito sa taong bayan. Okay? Mahalaga po na mag-like and share sa video na ito. 1, 2, 3, go! Ayan, thank you very much. And also guys, sa mga bago pa lang dito sa aking channel, mag-subscribe na po kayo. Kasi kung nakasubscribe kayo, ma-notify yung mga cellphones ninyo kung meron tayong bagong uploads, bagong updates, o kung meron man tayong breaking news, and especially kung nagla-live tayo, malalaman po ninyo. Okay? So, mahalaga po na nakasubscribe tayo lahat sa Donmar TV. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go! Ayan, ano na ba? Naka-subscribe na ba lahat? Okay.
Sa 9369 that mandates the manual count. Lastly, lahat po ng mga alleged anomalies doon po sa pag-procure at sa paggamit ng mga systems ng mga Miro. There was a petition from Congressman Egay Herice, which is still pending also in the Supreme Court, no? Gusto lang namin na sabihin sa inyo that there is a possibility that I personally might even intervene in that petition dahil po it is a matter of public knowledge that there were irregularities in the procurement and they remain unanswered. There are irregularities in the lack of the international certification as prescribed by law. And there was a lack of evidence that the system used had been used in prior elections. Lahat po nito ay matter of record. Wala po kaming ginagawa dito na opinion lamang naming apat na abogado. So what we are humbly asking or seeking are for the proper authorities to address these questions which we have respectfully and procedurally, tama naman ang ginawa namin, no? Brought to the attention of the proper authorities. Yun lamang po, I ask all media men to emphasize, because we know we are not oblivious, no, to the fact that this will be used against us. PR machineries will expectedly use this and make us seem like we are after power or position. We are stating on the record, for the record, hindi po kami naghahanap ng posisyon or ng adjustment ng tali ng mga nanalo. Please, we ask all media men to honestly report that. Ang hinahanap namin is to fix the system and to address the anomalies that have been placed on the record. Nililinaw ko po, pasensya na po sa pagdidiin at pag-uulit ng pagdidiin because we have been misquoted before. We want Section 31 of 9369 to be implemented. Manual count, hindi po recount, manual count. Okay, that is my final statement. Now, we would like to see if the technical team can we connect to the Zoom para dun sa mga statements ng two more senatorial candidates. Okay tayo? Habang iniintay po, we would like to show you a copy of a manifestation that I filed yesterday to the NBOC. Dahil po nagmamadali at may deadline, mag-isa ko pong ginawa ito, but I have now shown it to my party mates. Very simply, this is, sabihin niyo na sa akin pag nandyan yung mga ka-zoom natin. Very simply, this is about the, ang factual background dito is about the overvotes and the undervotes, which again has been acknowledged by the NBOC. No, so kami po ay humihingi ng clarification. We respectfully ask the commission sitting as a board of canvassers, no, to immediately issue a clarification explaining the legal and procedural basis kung bakit po nagkaroon ng inclusion of the overvotes and undervotes in the senatorial results. To the tune of 16.8 million. Ha? Hindi po insignificant yung numero ng overvotes. Okay, so we would also like to request the Commission, again sitting as a NBOC, to include this clarification in the official minutes of the canvassing proceedings. So, team, okay na tayo. Are we going to go to Attorney J.V. Hinlo first, no? Attorney J.V. Hinlo, can you hear us?
Yeah, yes po, yes po.
Okay, you have the floor.
Maayong hapon sa tanan, Attorney J.V. Hinlo. Nandito po ako ngayon sa Bacolod City, no, sa aking opisina. Dalawang aspeto po ang dapat natin tignan. Sa political po, ang COMELEC, siya po yung opisina na nagagarantiya na yung electoral process dapat po maging malinis, maging
all mechanisms and schemes except yung manual counting of votes in the precinct level. Gusto yan ni Pastor Apollo Sigibuloy, kaya dapat ma-implementa yan kasi yan po ang nakalansaan ng batas. Eh kung pagbilang natin, itataas yung boto niya, ang declaration po ni Pastor, sa kanya lang yun, hindi siya sa kanyang mga kasama. Hindi siya upo. Oh. Ang gusto lang niya, ayusin natin ang ating sistema, ayusin natin ang sistema ng batas, ang sistema ng eleksyon natin. Para sa 2028, wala na po itong mga pagdududa na ito. Mas credible na po at clear na po sa atin, truthful na po at saka wala ng question sa resulta po ng eleksyon.
I would like to welcome lang our friend Philip Salvador is present here. But makakadating na, he has chosen to not join the panel. Pero may we invite you to join the panel, partner, kahit walang statement. Maybe you can just join us.
Thank you very much.
To answer questions kahit walang statement. Pakibigyan na lang ng mesa si Sir Philip.
Galing pa yung Baguio City. It shows his seriousness to be here.
No, I came from Tagaytay.
Tagaytay pala, Tagaytay.
Nag-grab ako. Nag-grab driver.
Walang driver.
Bati ka na lang, partner.
Thank you. Good afternoon to each and everyone. Alam niyo po, kagabi, fine May.
Yes.
Fine May. Kagabi po, I'm fine. I'm happy to see you guys. And my great lawyers are right in front of you. Yan po ang PDP. Ngayon po, kagabi, nag-uusap kami na basta lang yan. Kami nagtatanong na kapwa natin Pilipino, ano nangyari doon sa boto namin? Kami po hindi naghahangad. Nakikinig na po ako kanina pa. Sinabi ni JB din, sinabi din ni Richard, sinabi ng mga kasamahan ko. Hindi kami naghahabol para makaupo. Ito pong ginagawa namin para sa sambayanan. Kailangan po malaman nila kung ano nangyari. Kasi alam niyo po ako, nag-akyat pa na naka-wheelchair na babae para makaboto siya doon sa amin sa Pasig. Binigay ko yung number ko, kung may problema, ganito. Nagtanong, ano nangyari sa boto namin? Paano ko masasagot yun? Ang makakasagot lang nun, ang COMELEC. Sila lang makakasagot. Wala ko sinasabing gumawa sila ng anomalya. Pero karapatan ng taong bayan na malaman kung ano talaga ang nangyari. Yung manual counting na sinasabi ng aking mga kasama, doon ako nakikinig. Dapat gawin nila yun. Ipakita nila na walang anomalya. Walang tinatago. Hindi kami naghahangad ng mga upo. Paulit-ulit namin sinasabi. Pero karapatan ng sambayanang Pilipino na malaman kung ano ang katotohanan. And they owe it to them to you. Salamat po.
So we'd like to open the floor to the body kung mayroon po kayong mga tanong. Aside from Boss Dada, thank you for your question. Kung meron po, nandiyan lang po ang microphone.
Yes sir, another question. If meron naman akong batas and hindi po mag-adhere yung COMELEC, hindi po sila pumayag doon sa manual count, ano po ang hakbang na gagawin natin?
Actually, Boss Dada, nangyari na talaga yan na meron na talagang batas at hindi na nga nag-accede dito ang COMELEC. So we have followed the proper and respectful na procedure para po humingi ng mandamus sa Supreme Court, no, for them to mandate. Kaya nga mandamus, no, parang ano yan mandatory injunction po yan na parang Supreme Court po ang mag-aatas sa COMELEC na sundin po ang batas. Kaya ang isa po talaga sa aming mga panawagan ay sa kagalang-galang na mahistrado sa mga mahistrado sa Korte Suprema na sana po as officers of the court, we humbly appeal to the court, no, to hear our petition. So we have, ano po kami? Masunurin po kami. Masunurin po kami. Sumunod po kami sa lahat ng sistema na legal, no, believing firmly in justice and in the rule of law. Kaya yun po ang panawagan namin at dasal na sana dinggin.
Gusto ko lang susugan yung sinabi ni Atty. Puntok, dahil hindi na nga pinatupad ng COMELEC yung ating panawagan na magkaroon ng manual counting at natapos na yung bilangan sa mga presinto at saka sa mga city and provincial or district board of canvassers dito sa Metro Manila, sa probinsya at ibang mga syudad. So, ongoing na, malapit nang matapos yung canvassing ng senatorial votes sa COMELEC at yung mga party list. So, maaaring sabihin natin na mutan academic na ang COMELEC ay gagawa pa ng manual counting. Ang maganda rito kasi itong issue ng overvotes na more than 16 million. Kung ikumpara natin kasi doon sa statistics ng mga nakaraang halalan, especially 2019 or 2022, masyadong napakalaki nitong overvotes na 16 million plus, 16.8 million plus, na kung itong overvotes na ito ay doon nangyari sa senatorial positions, ibig sabihin nun, 16.8 yung hindi nabilang na boto. At kung hindi nabilang, kaninong mga kandidato na hindi nabilang ito. Hindi namin sinasabing sa amin yon, yung boto na yon, ano? Pero ito ay masasabi nating failure of election in a way. At because of this, no, yung aming panawagan ni na Atty. Torion at Atty. Jimmy Puntok bilang co-petitioners doon sa sinampa namin sa Supreme Court, mag-file kami kayo ng reiterative motion sa Supreme Court na assuming so that this is not an academic already, pero kung maalala natin sa principle of constitutional law, even if it is considered not an academic, pero if the issue involves a real constitutional matter, that is one of the exceptions. And second, for the guidance of the bench and the bars, second exception yan. The third, if it is for public interest, definitely, itong election na ito is for public interest. And if there is grave abuse of discretion that was committed or not committed because of action or inaction of the commission, pwede pa rin buksan po yan. So maybe, pag-aralan namin mabuti ito, doon sa aming reiterative motion sa Supreme Court na isasampa, na kahit man lang po yung overvotes na lang ang buksan ng COMELEC, total alam naman po nila kung saang lugar itong mga ito na nagkaroon ng overvotes at yung 16.8 million na yan, bilangin manually. Yun lamang po, yung titignan po natin dito para mawala yung duda ng taong bayan na hindi nabilang yung kanilang boto. Imagine that 16.8 million. At kung talagang ganun ang nangyari na depektibo talaga yung makina at teknolohiya ang ginamit at overvotes ng 16.8 million, talagang statistically improbable ito. At sa pag-aaral po natin ng election law, yung mga statistical improbability na yan could result in what we call failure of election. So ito po yung ating sinasabi. Hindi namin claim na kami ay nanalo sa halalan. At ang gusto lang natin ito ay malaman ang katotohanan kung bakit ganyan karami yung overvote sa halalan na ito. Saan lugar ito nangyari? Doon pa sa Mindanao at Visayas area na kung saan ang Duterte ay malakas? O kaya dito sa Luzon na sinasabing mahina ang Duterte? Kung dito sa Luzon nangyari yan, kaninong boto yung 16.8 million na yan supposed to be na makakount? Hindi natin alam. Gusto lang natin malaman ang katotohanan dito. Ngayon, kung walang magiging action ang ating mga ahensya rito, alam na po ng ating mga kababayan na ang sistemang umiiral sa atin talaga sa Pilipinas, hindi tugma doon sa sinasabi nating importante, sagrado na right of suffrage na yon ang ultimate foundation ng demokrasya. Pag wala kasi yung free, honest, orderly election na yan, walang katuturan itong sinasabi nating demokrasya sa isang bansa. Yun lamang po.
I-clarify ko lang, no? Baka magsasabi kayo na nasa batas ba talaga yung manual counting? Kung basahin nyo po, yung pinakauna nating Omnibus Election Code po, nandun na po yan, Section 210 yan sa Omnibus Election Code, na kailangan yung mga balota, basahin, may unimpeded view yung mga watchers po, at saka kailangan naka-record po yung mga resulta. Okay. Nung pinasa po yung Republic Act 6646, basahin nyo, Section 12 po yan ng Republic Act 6646. Tapos, sa Republic Act 7166, nandun din yan siya, na dapat may unimpeded view yung mga watchers doon sa balota. Na-amend lang yan ng Republic Act 8436. Kasi nga po, doon sa Republic Act 8436 na napasa noong December 22 of 1997, full automation na po yun. Pero ibanilik yan under Section 31 of Republic Act 9369 noong January 23 of 2007. Tapos, yung Section 31, pare-pareho ang wording doon sa Republic Act 7166, RA 6646, and Section 210 of the Omnibus Election Code. Yan po ang batas. Kaya nga po, gusto namin ma-implementa yan at saka, gaya ng sinabi ng ating magiting napakagaling na abogado sa Attorney Raul Lambino, no? Yan po yung doktrina na yon na it may be moot and academic, no? David versus Arroyo ang first decision yan. Yung kung constitutional issues na may grave abuse of discretion or capable of repetition yet evading review. Eto, this is capable of repetition yet evading review kasi baka sa 2028, mangyayari na naman ito. So, kailangan na meron talagang directive ito na hindi na ito mangyayari kaya ipa-manual recount natin ito para malaman natin, manual count ito, para malaman natin yung resulta talaga ng election. Kasi sa totoo lang, honestly, to be honest, no? Kami talaga nagtataka kasi yung kay Pastor Apollo Sigibuloy, grabe naman, uniform 42 in 24 areas. Statistically improbable yan. Parang tinamaan talaga si Pastor. Tapos nilagay pa yung mga boto, 5 million lang. Grabe naman. No? So, sa amin ay para ma-erase yung mga doubt na yan. Ipahiya nyo si Pastor, nangyari na yan. Pahiyang-pahiya niya, nakakulong na yan. Ano pang gusto nyo? Premise na lahat ng mga pondo ng mga kumpanya na affiliated sa kanya, nakakulong na siya, nagkasakit na, tapos dito sa eleksyon, pinahiya niya siya, nilagay sa number 42 in 24 different sites. Ano pang kulang? Okay, nakuha na ninyo lahat? Oh, ngayon naman pagbigyan niyo kami. Oh, kung pwede, i-manual count natin. Para naman, pagkaalaman, yun ang batas eh. Kailangan natin na ma-implementa yung batas. Tinuturo po natin sa law school. The essence daw of democracy, and it is exemplified because Demos Kratos, rule of the people, it is exemplified in the ability of a state to allow its citizens to freely vote its officers or their officers. Pero hindi na pala ngayon. Hindi lang to freely vote, to ensure likewise that their votes are counted. Democracy is pointless if we cannot ensure that the votes of the populace, the votes of the voters, are not really and honestly, credibly counted. That is the essence of our call. Because this is the only time by which we can say that the power of the people is really exercised through the voting process. And we should ensure, COMELEC should ensure that such process should be sacrosanct. And it is the job and bounden duty of the Commission on Elections under the 1987 Constitution that such happens. That the results of the election should be accurate and credible. And since there is a cloud of doubt, it's like a sword of Damocles hanging over the head of the powers that be in the Commission on Elections. There is a cloud of doubt as to its integrity, as to its truthfulness, the results thereof. Then it is incumbent upon the Commission on Elections to arrest this doubt, to erase this doubt, and conduct a manual count, implement the law as it should be implemented. That is our humble and ardent cry and clamor that COMELEC should do it.
Any more questions, please?
Hi, good afternoon. Anyway, malakas ang boss. Good afternoon. Malinaw na ho yung panawagan nyo na dun sa manual recount. Sakali hong hindi pagbigyan ng COMELEC yung panawagan at kahilingan nyo, anong legal move ang gagawin ng grupo nyo?
Nasabi namin kanina, next week, we will file a supplemental petition or appropriate pleading to the Supreme Court, essentially stating the matters that we have stated here, and including a call, a mandamus, no? Pareho na i-implement yung Section 31 nga, na mag-conduct ng manual counting, no? I-order yung Commission on Elections to perform its duty under the 1987 Constitution. Kasi nasa batas eh. Hindi po pwede na nasa batas, hindi mo i-implementa. Ang sasabihin nila, since 2010, hindi naman tayo nag-manual counting eh. Nasabi ko na rin, Article 7 of the Civil Code provides that laws are only amended by subsequent laws. And its non-use, non-practice is not an excuse for its non-implementation. Even if there is a custom to the contrary, even if there is a practice to the contrary, it is still the mandate of the COMELEC to implement what should be implemented. And since Section 31 mandates that there should be manual counting, dapat ginawa po nila yun.
Okay. Sige.
If I may respectfully add, more than what we can do now, I would like to reiterate my earlier call, yung mga natulungan ng malaking bahagi ni Pangulong Duterte sa kanyang pag-endorso, ganun din. Ni Vice President Inday Sara Duterte, we should lead a whole-of-nation approach in really overhauling our election system. At nandyan naman sila sa Senado, at nandyan sila sa Kongreso, at magbabantay naman ang sambayan ng Pilipino on how they will respond dito sa napakalawak na irregularities at anomalya na nasaksihan nating lahat ngayong 2025 midterm election. Kanya, more than the pending case or petition before the Supreme Court, importante yung mga natulungan ng malaking bahagi ng endorsement ni Pangulong Duterte at ni Vice President Inday Sara Duterte, it's time for them to rise to the occasion at talagang suriin ano ba yung kinakailangan gawin in preparation for the presidential election in 2028. So that we have to really start early para hindi na tayo babalik doon sa vicious cycle na kinulang sa oras, kinulang sa panahon. Let's begin early. Ngayong pagbubukas ng 20th Congress, yung mga senador natin at yung mga kongresista, again, na natulungan ng malaking bahagi ng pag-endorso ni Pangulong Duterte at ni Vice President Inday Sara Duterte, dapat ang mag-champion ng mga panukala na bumalik na tayo, reinforce the existing laws, and really overhaul the electoral system that we're experiencing now, at bumalik tayo sa manual count at the precinct level, at ang automated na lamang ay yung transmission ng resulta mula sa precinct level papunta sa National Board of Canvassers and the COMELEC authorized servers. Nang sa ganon, matuldukan na natin itong ilang dekada at wag sanang maging henerasyon na problema paulit-ulit tuwing eleksyong matatapos. We are always questioning and in doubt as to the integrity and the credibility, the accuracy of the election that the election conducted.